Hello and welcome. This is Just Nigeria.
Coming up on the program,
In the story, Just Nigeria's Wale Fakile explores the impact of having such videos on the internet and what security agencies are doing to unmask the persons behind them. Have a look.
is this government delivering on its electoral promises to you? Share your thoughts with us on X at Just Nigeria TV. We'd like to hear from you. Well, thanks for joining us on today's business. I am Mercy Frank. Today we're going to bring you the current trends and what is happening in the economy. Now we'll start with reactions and expectations for the OPEC meeting, as there is rising prospect that the world's largest oil producer will meet this week. Well, I hope Nigerian investors are listening to this and will be able to make decisions based on what the finance minister has just said. A fantastic day to talk about technology. Thank you so much for joining us on this amazing episode of TechHub, your one-stop platform for all things tech in Africa.
It's the responsibility and role of the data controller / processor. Shed more light on this, please. What opportunities do you think these two countries can have, in the face of the world? That strong thing that they both have, but they have not realized it yet, that if they leverage on it, can take the tech ecosystem to the next level.
Okay, so
Merry Christmas to every one of you. Happy New Year if you're just watching the show for the first time. The CBN, but the federal government, did launch the newly designed Naira notes, which has come with a lot of criticism. Well, thanks for joining us on News Blitz. I am Mercy Frank. But let's begin with the fight against hard drugs in the nation. World food prices declined in March, according to a statement released by the Food and Agriculture Organization. In Edo State, the alleged killing of an 18-year-old by her boyfriend in Benin has thrown her relations into mourning. Amnesty International, you can see on the Nigerian Tribune, is saying that the security lapses must be investigated. The National Assembly, specifically the House of Representatives, have said, okay, they're going to try as much as possible to intervene. Of course, meeting with the government side and also the health, the health practitioners, the doctors. Do you know of any updates between then that the meeting was set up and now?
yeah,
A lot of callers that joined the conversation this morning on the show were utterly disappointed, and they're seemingly saying in 2027 it might bring about voter apathy. What are your thoughts? So we're hearing that some displaced African students are actually having difficulties even in some other European countries that they are migrating to. What do you see that made you move to this side of life, or use what you have to, talk about agriculture?
Exactly.
And that report by our correspondent there sheds light and exposes some of the inconsistencies that should be sorted out by the incoming administration and the hopes that advocates have towards making Nigeria a safer place. Speak to them as a professional about the essence of, seeking help when needed, especially mentally, emotionally, when such issues are being dealt with.
There's never any shame in reaching out.
Let's hear what you have to say about these issues. Recommendations on how we can get to save these children is what we want to hear from you. Mustafa, before we get our first call, let's hear from you as to how to repair this.
Remember the last time we had this issue of JAMB, Mesoma and Co.
I wonder if you've taken a look at the profile of the minister and gauge it against the expectations of sector players like you, with the hope that the education sector will be one of the dreams of Nigerians and will be able to put the sector at a vantage position for a competitive advantage on the global front. Well, let's get your impression.
Yes, I did look at the profile. I did read online.
Aundana Inga is standing by in our Abuja studios and will be joining me on this conversation and asking the questions that matter. Good morning, Aundana. It's great to do this with you again this morning.
all right, yeah. So thank God it's Friday.
Grace Atinuke, you listened to Dennis Amakri. I also listened to the guests from Abuja speak about the economic situations, and I'm wondering what people around in the Abuja area who've had communications with interviewed are saying about the 62nd anniversary of Nigeria. If it's worth celebrating at all.
Well, I still love it celebrating. It's worth celebrating.
Oh dear, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm reading it, David. I really don't know what to say at this point in time. I'm so sorry to hear that. So how have you been coping, yourself and your siblings?
everybody's trying to be strong, you know?
Sam, while you catch your breath and get your composure together, let me speak to Blessing. And Blessing, this is such a sad narrative. This is just a sad story that's really breaking me apart right now. In such a situation, what can be done? We hear you, Paul. Thank you so much for the insight so far. But we'll just pause the conversation here. And when we come back from this short break, we'll keep unpacking. Stay with us. I wonder if he's smiling. Let me take a look at his face and see it. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Messi.
Rough one this morning?
Yes, rough one.
It gets hotter and hotter. Let me get your take on that, first of all. Earth, come, let me hug you.
wonderful explanation.
We'll be back with more information as regards the collation of results across the nation. Stay with us.